another episode of What AIO Loves About the Ocean. In this episode, I want to talk about one of my favorite things, and that's the scientific name of animals. Just for a quick review, scientific names are often also called Latin names or binomial names because they're made up of two words, the genus and the species, and that was devised by this guy named Linnaeus. Often, the genus and species are either underlined or it's preferred that they are italicized, and genus is capitalized while species is lowercase. The official name actually includes the author's name, who is considered the authority, and the year it was described, although I won't go into that on most of these names. The names are usually derived from Latin or Greek. They often contain features of the animal in the name, and they are also sometimes named after people. For example, Physeter macrocephalus Linnaeus, 1747, means this was described by Linnaeus in 1747. This has some descriptors in it. Big, macro, head, cephalus in the name. And the physeter part means blowhole, and this is the scientific name of the sperm whale. Here's a quick example of a snail named after Greta Thunberg, who actually has several species named after her. All right, let's get to the main animals that we want to look at. The longhorned sculpin, also known as the 18-spine sculpin. The longest scientific name of any fish I know, Myoxocephalus octodecimspinosus. It's a super cool name. It actually means muscle head 18 spines. Looks something like this. Another fish is the little skate, Leucoraja arenacea. There's its picture. It means white fish hedgehog, which basically refers to the spiny, kind of bubbly skin that it has. The ocean sunfish, Mola mola, which kind of almost looks like a big circle, not very fish-like in its shape, and the name mola actually refers to a stone mill, the big circles of stone that they used to grind with. Here's a great one, the star tunicate, also known as the golden star tunicate, Botrytis slosheri. It's a chordate like us, even though it doesn't look very much like us. It does have a notochord in there somewhere. They spend their day filter feeding, and this is not quite, but almost microscopic. You're able to see those little flowers with the naked eye, but to see the details, you would need a microscope. Then there's another favorite of mine, of course, the green sea urchin. This is the longest scientific name I know, is Strongylocentrotus drobachiensis. And it has descriptors in its name too. Stronglio means round, centro means spine, so round spined, and the drobachiensis, Drobak is the town in Norway where this urchin was collected and where it was described from. It looks something like that. The orange-footed sea cucumber, Cucumaria frondosa, looks something like this, or a little bit of a color picture showing its rows of feet. Tells you why it has the orange-footed in its name. The northern rock barnacle, Semibalanus balanoides, used to be in the genus Balanus, but they switched it to Semibalanus, all up and down the Maine coast on the rocky shoreline. Relatively rare New England dog whelk, not the same thing as the dog whelk or dog winkle. So this is Tritia trivittata, which refers to 3 bands, even though there are actually more bands of the rows of bumps along its shell. We also have the crumb of bread sponge, Halachondria panacea. looks something like this. And the northern comb jelly, which is in the phylum Ctenophora, looks similar to a jellyfish, but it's in a different phylum, does not have stinging cells. Balanopsis infundibulum looks something like this. And I'm going to cheat a little bit here at the end because one of my favorite scientific names comes from the Sergeant Major, which is a Caribbean fish, Abadephduff saxatilis. And finally, let's have a little joke in here too, because scientific names are typically abbreviated in papers. So this name here, Bacillus cereus, scientific name of a bacteria, would be abbreviated in the paper B. cereus. Thanks everybody for watching. If you're interested in scientific names, you can go to the World Registry of Marine Species online to see what the updated names are. Thanks everyone for images. Most of these are public domain. Miranda, of course, my photographer, and a few of them are mine as well. If you want more information, don't forget to go to the AcadiaInstitute.com. Thanks everybody.